Welcome to step number 7 on our way of creating our own AI influencer. And in this step, we will do another face swap using the tool Fooocus, which you already know at that point. Before that, we changed the face with Discord, and now we further refine the face to get to our final result. And as usual, we do that on the screen. As you can see, I'm already in the starting screen of Fooocus. And if you don't know how you get here, please watch the lections before, because I explained in detail, I think in lecture number 4, how to install and run Fooocus. So that being said, we start with the actual process of changing the face of our image. And we do that by clicking here on Input Image. By doing that, there's another mask that is opening, and we click here on in-paint or out-paint. And right here we have to upload our image. So I go to my download folder, and now we upload the image after face swap number 1, which we did in the lecture before. So this was the original body image, this is the original face image, and this is the body image after face swap number 1. And this is what we upload right here, because this is the face we want to further edit. Then we zoom in a little bit and we use the brush and we paint the face of the model like this. You don't have to be too precise in that process. This is not a big thing. Good. We zoom out again, and then we select the method and we click here on improve detail. And here we type beautiful blue eyes. This is my personal experience and preference, that it makes sense to write this here, because after the face swap 1, sometimes the eye colors are not perfect, and so it makes sense to further add some details in this additional prompt. You can experiment and make your own experiences, but I think it makes total sense to do that. Good. The next thing we do is we click here on image prompt, and down here on advanced settings, so we get more settings. And then we click here on face swap, and we select the values of 1 and 1.19. This is my personal experience. I tested a lot, and these values work quite well. And here we have to upload our original face. So this is what we do next. With drag and drop, we can just put this here. And in the next step, we have to further select some parameters to make a connection between that face and that in-painting mask. And this is what we do next. So we click here on advanced to get more settings here on the right side. Then we select JPEG, and we just need one image, because we just need to create one at this point. The aspect ratio doesn't matter, because it's already given by our input image. We click here on quality, and now we have to select our models. And here I suggest 2 different variants. First, I will show you variant number 1, and after that variant number 2, so you can choose which one works better for you. For variant number 1, we select here the model Realism Engine, and here the model LazyMix Real Amateur. This parameter we have to set to 0.4. Down here you have to uncheck the box to deactivate that LoRa. A LoRa is like a little base model to further edit our images, but we don't need this at that point. And then we have to do some final settings. We go here to advanced developer debug mode, and then to control, and then we have to check that box mixing image prompt and in-paint, and this will allow us to combine this face with that in-painting. Good. The final step we have to do is we click here on in-paint, then we scroll down, and this parameter, the in-paint denoising strength, we have to set to 0.4. This is basically the intensity, how much our image will be changed. And I recommend lowering that value to 0.4, but of course you can do your own research and experiment what works best for you. Now that we set everything and entered our images and parameters, we can start the generation of the image. And as you can see now, the face will be now further edited and refined. And this is the goal we have in this 7th step, to get our face to a final result, which looks perfect. So I will get back to you as soon as that is done. Perfect. Our image is done, and if we click on it, it looks perfect. There you see the face is perfectly blended into the rest of the body, and it looks just beautiful. We saved that image, and in the end I will get back to that and compare all the images we did. We call this face final one, so we know which one is actually what. I saved that, and now, as I told you, we will see another variant of doing that, which gives us a little bit a different result. Just keep in mind that this is still the first image, the same image we used. It's not that one. It's the image after the first face swap, so we don't change anything here. The only thing we do is we go here to models, and instead of that settings, we select a little bit different ones. This model we uncheck, so we don't have this anymore, and also this parameter goes away. And here we leave it as it is with the realism engine. Now we check that box here on the LoRa, and that's it for variant number 2. This is all we have to change, and now we hit generate again. And now you will see that we get slightly different results, and as soon as that is done, I will explain the differences and yeah, what is my opinion on that. So perfect, welcome back. Our image is done, and if we click on it, we can see this looks a little bit different. It might is just my personal opinion, but I think the face looks little bit too bright in comparison con the rest of the body. So this is a little disadvantage of this method, but I think the face is closer at the original image we designed. I will save that, give it the name final face number 2. As I told earlier, it's probably necessary that we do a little bit of after editing of this face regarding the colors, and I want to show you in this course a little excursus on how you do that. So we just go to our image manipulation program called GIMP. It's totally free, so you don't have to pay anything, and we open that image in GIMP. So now we are in GIMP, the image manipulation program I use to do little changes in images. This is a German version, so don't wonder why there are these strange words. But I think if I explain that in English, you can totally do this. And if you have Photoshop or Lightroom or anything else, this is even easier. Good. The plan now is to adjust the colors of the face a little bit so it is matching better with the rest of the body. Maybe you say, oh, this already looks perfect, then it's totally fine. In my opinion, this needs a little bit of adjustment. So we zoom in here, and what we need to do now is we use this rope selection tool here, and then we just click around the face and mark this a little bit. You don't have to be too precise here because we will just do very slight changes in the colors, so nobody will notice if we don't hit the face perfectly. This is not a big deal, and we can do this really fast. So I go around here, connect that, and the next thing we do is we go here to colors, click here, and then to color temperature. And we have to increase the color temperature a little bit. If you play with this parameter, you see when you go down, it's getting warmer. When you go up, it's getting colder, and she looks like a ghost. So I suggest we just increase the temperature a little bit and make it a little bit warmer. I think something like this looks already way better. If you click here, you can see before and after. And I think, yeah, before it was way colder, and now it looks warmer and way better. So we click OK. The next thing we do, I think this face looks a little bit green in comparison with the other skin. So we go to colors, and here to the, I don't know the English word actually, but the specific tone of the color. Yeah, that's probably the word. And if you use this parameter HUI, no, HUE, yeah, that's the word, I guess. Sorry, sometimes I have problems with English. So if we move that to the left, it gets like more pink and red. If we move it to the right, the face gets green. But what I want to do is I just want to move it a little bit to the left so it gets a little bit more red and pink. And I think like this, it matches perfect the rest of the body. You can also compare that. Before it looked quite green in my opinion, and now it looks a little bit more pink and better suited. So we click OK, then we uncheck that we don't select anything, and if we zoom out now, I think it fits way better. If we click here on File and we export that, it's overriding our result, and we can save that image. Increase that to 100, this is basically the quality, and we export that, and now we're done. So, as I said earlier, now at the end of this lecture, I want to give a little comparison between the different methods and results. So this was basically our original face we planned to have on the model. And if you compare the face on the left, which was variant number 1 to do the face swap with Fooocus, and the face on the right, which is variant number 2 to do the face swap, variant number 2 looks way closer to that face, but as you saw earlier, we had to do a little adjustment with the image manipulation program. But as you also saw, this is not a big deal, and it is done super easy. So now you have to decide which works better for you. If you go with variant number 1, you get a beautiful face and it's perfect, and also on other images the face will always look the same. If you go with variant number 2, the face looks always the same in different images, but you have to do this little adjustment of the color. So you have to decide. If, for example, you need to have the face very close to the one you designed originally, I recommend variant number 2. If you say, I just want to have a beautiful face and a beautiful influencer, and it doesn't matter if it's that close to the original image, I recommend variant number 1 because it's easier and faster and you don't have to do any adjustments. But both of the results are very nice and you can work with both of them. Just do your own research, your own testing, and then decide what works best for you.